Hey y'all, it's me, Miss Jim. We are going to learn what is at least a new to me technique for decoupage. This isn't it. This is the back that I didn't get done. Let me see if I can be sure the volume's up and pull myself up over here. I just got paint on my iPad. Go, yay. Okay, so let's see. Nope, I'm not live. There I am. Okay. Hey y'all, it's me, Miss Fisham. Okay. Hey y'all, it's me, Miss Fisham. Okay. Hey y'all, it's me, Miss Fisham. Okay. Really? I seem to be having technical difficulties, y'all. Am I repeating myself? Carolyn, you're here. Am I repeating myself a lot? Hey, Carolyn. Okay, let me see. Elaine's coming on. While people are jumping on, I'm going to draw this real quick. Hey, Elaine. Hey, Regina. Oh, I shouldn't have painted this. This is a last-minute decision, and I didn't have the last minute. Hey, Becky. Hey, Elaine. Thank you. I'm glad to be home. I was happy to be in Oklahoma and Kansas and Missouri, but now I'm glad to be home. Hey, Rosemary. Well, I shouldn't have done this. Should not have done this, but I did. So now I got to live with it. Hey, Mary Beth. Welcome aboard, Sister Middle Sister. It's so good to see you. I'm so glad you joined us. I was state hopping. 3 states in 2 days. And we stopped in every one of them. It was a lot of fun. Okay, that's close enough. I did this because the board had warped, and it's still warped, but maybe it'll warp back. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, here's the thing. When I was at Beth's house, a new friend named Carol Bork was there, and she showed me a new way to crackle. It may not be new to y'all, it was new to me. So I'm going to show you, this is the one that she taught me on. Hang on. And she made it look a whole lot better than it was, but I don't know if you can see it, but we painted colors in the background, you know, right here in the middle. And when you crackle it, it crackles right through. Can y'all see that the crackle just becomes part of the pattern of the napkin, which I think is pretty cool. Hey, Carol Ruth. I don't know if y'all can see that or not, and y'all may have been doing this for 100 years. I don't know, but I don't know. So I did this one with Carol, who was an excellent teacher. If I could get her on to teach y'all stuff. Thank you, Rosemary. She did all the checks because I'm a really messy painter and I'd really messed this up. So she did the checks. You can see it. Yeah, see, it looks to me like it just takes a napkin right into the wood almost. So I thought I would try it and see if it does the same thing on canvas. So today I did this one. I did the same technique. I painted, this was actually, this surface that I used was one that I did a paint pour on, and I didn't know what to do with it. So I used this surface, and see on this one you can really see how the colors that were in the background come through. And it doesn't mess up the background of the, you know, I don't know which way to turn it, the background of the napkins that you put on there. Does that make any sense? Does that make sense to y'all? I don't know. I don't know if it makes sense to me, but that's what I'm seeing, is that all this crackle, you know, all these colors in here are colors that were on the background of the paint pour. And, you know, and then I added a butterfly. So that's what I did to prepare. So I've got one. I'm going to do this in stages, y'all. I'm not going to lie. This is kind of a time-consuming thing, and I didn't want to keep y'all here all night. For one thing, I'm tired still. I got a lot of sleep, but somehow that wore me out to some extent. We had the best time. We had the best time. So I tried to paint this white so it'll look more finished, but I'm going to have to do it again. Hey, Lori. It's good to see you. Okay. All right, so since it takes a long time because this uses more glue than I'm used to, I did this one, and this has been, you know, I took a board and I painted it white. First I sealed it with my podge. So I'm going to show you all the steps. It just won't all be on one thing. This is one that I already painted, and I did a Christmas red and green. I did a green, you can see the green square here, I think. And I did a red box around that. Hey, Dina. And then for the sides, I just kind of combined the colors and did stripes. And this is not quite, it's still a little tacky. And I did it a couple hours ago, and I've been drying on it. So it takes a lot of glue. So this is, we're going to actually Mod Podge on our Decoupage on this one. But before we do that, I'm going to show you the crackle step, because that's what you're here for. And you know, my board's warped, so you can see that it's warped, but oh well. Okay, so I've just lost total train of thought. Oh, I need my... I need my board. Okay, this is something I did a while back. I think we did this on another paint technique about, you know, just making kind of a generic background is what I think this was. I think I did this on a live. I may have done it in this group. I'm not sure anymore. But I have it, so I'm going to use it. So the first thing you do, and y'all, it takes a lot of glue, is I'm going to get me a brush, which is what I should have done before I started. Okay, and I'm just going to put a lot of glue down here. This is Elmer's white glue. Not white, Elmer's clear school glue. And I'm just going to put it all over this. Large amounts. Now, if you don't want a big crackle, you'd put less glue down. And then I'm going to spread it out, and I'm spreading it out just in long strokes, back and forth. And try not to overwork it. Let's go up and come back. And up and come back. Oops, that's a mess. I made a mess up there, y'all. Okay. And spread it out as evenly as you can, or as evenly as you want to. She is an awesome creator. I'd never met her. I'd heard of her. But she was there the whole time we were at Bess. It was wonderful. Okay, so I've got my glue down. And what I'm going to do now is take another brush. And for this, you do not let the you don't let the glue dry, not even to a tacky stage. You just go ahead and slap it on. So I'm going to I'm going to put some white paint out here. Hey, Sister Jerry. Oh, I'm so glad y'all are here. I'm so glad to see you. Now I'm putting a lot of paint on here, y'all. This is why it takes so long to dry. You put a lot of glue on, you really load your brush up, and you do the same thing. One direction and then the other. And try not to overwork it. Now, it was hard for me to do this because I'd always learned you let the glue dry to a tacky stage, but for this you don't. You just slap your paint on while the glue is wet. Can y'all hear okay? Elaine, I missed y'all too. Got too much white paint out here. Got way too much white paint out here, but see, I don't know if y'all can see, but it's already started to crackle. You hear me fine? Okay, good. Maybe the sound was my other phone too. I don't know. Okay, so now you gotta let that dry. That's what takes a long time. I'm gonna dry it a little bit so you can see the crackle really coming out. And I'll show you what I'm gonna put on it. Okay, that's, brush is kind of, I hate to waste, I hate to waste all this paint. I put too much out. Okay, get off of it. Get off of there. So I'm just going to put it back in here. It's probably got glue on it, so there's no telling what it'll do to the paint, but all right, well, that's the best I can do. Get the paint off of here. There's Spider-Man coming in. Oh dear. Hey, Wayne. All right, now we skipped a step. The first step would have been to paint a background of some sort on here, but I already had the background. So I'm just going over it like this, and you can see that it's already starting to crackle a little bit. So let me see if I can dry it some and speed it up a little bit. Now I know y'all all know that, oh, Anita, you're like late, you're fine. Y'all all know that if you're if you're drying glue, you need to keep your, whatever this is, your heat tool moving and not get too close so it won't bubble up on you. Sorry about the noise, y'all. Hey, Lori. Honey, are you really? I don't think that if you're in an event or you have some kind of time crunch going on, you probably won't want to use this method to crackle because you're putting a thick coat of glue on and a thick coat of white on, and it's before anything gets dry. So it takes a while. You know, I just hit it with the blow dryer. This has got a long way to go before it's dry, but you can see what look at the crackle. Well, I'm sorry I keep waving things around. I don't know how to put it where you can see it. There it goes. Okay, you see the crackle? What do you think? Okay, I see some hearts and lights going up. It is a great crackle, y'all, and I've done it 3 times now, and it's been good every single time. But if you're in a hurry, don't do it. Because it takes a while to dry. I'm going to put this aside now. That's all it is to the crackle technique. You know, we could stop now if you want to. That's okay. Thanks. I'm glad y'all like it. It is unique. It is unique. I love it, y'all. I should have done it so you could see me paint the squares, and I really intended to do another board. But when I realized how long it took it to dry, I decided not to do it. But we can, let's see. I was going to do it on this board. And I used Elmer's clear school glue. That's what I used. It works for me. When we did the sunflowers, we used an infuser. I don't have an infuser, so I didn't use it. We used an infuser to cover it, so you can get as fancy as you want to. Now on this one, I covered it with the sparkle or the glitter Mod Podge just because I like it. And actually, I thought that turned out pretty nice. Okay, so we're going to put this over to one side and let it dry. Well, I'm going to let it dry some more. Y'all, you came to see the crackle. We need to see the crackle, right? So all night, Debbie Lane, I'm glad you like it. You know, if you have a surface that you've done a painting on and you don't like the painting, but you like the colors that are in it, you can always do this crackle method. You just put copious amounts of glue and paint on top of it and let it crackle because you've already got the background. That's what happened to this one. I already had the background. Okay, so let me put this to one side. And I'll tell you what I'll do. So I'll show you all the steps. This is actually the second step. The first step is to paint your background. And for this, what I was going to put on here, ooh, let me see if I can find it. Yeah. On this, I'm going to put this rooster on this one. So I'm going to put this rooster, that I think is so pretty, on this one. So what I want to do is I want to pick out some colors to paint the background. And I think that I'm using acrylic paint. You can use chalk paint, I guess. Pretty sure you can. I don't know why you couldn't, but tell you what, we'll find out. Because all the paint I've used so far is acrylic, but let me get some of this Paint Pixie stuff. And okay, I think I'm going to use that. And that. And what other color? I'm going to use a pink, and this is kind of a light teal. Hey, Justin. Moving washing machines and dryers. Wow, no rest for you, huh? But I'm glad you're here, Justin. Okay, I'm going to use this Mojito, which is one of my favorite colors, because it has that color in the background, and this is going to be my primary color for all of it. The pink, and what color do I want to put in there? Let me see. I'm thinking. I love Mojito too. Don't mind drinking it either. I think I'm going to might put a copper color in there. What do you think? Let me get the copper. That's not it. And some white. Not that white. This white. Okay, y'all, this is just an experiment. Let me see if I can find my stir sticks. This will do. I'm going to take some of this white and move it over here to this copper. This copper color is statuary. That's not quite the color I wanted. Hey, Stacy. Turn more purple than I want. Okay, let's see. Y'all, I don't know anything about mixing colors. I think I want just a little dab of this. I think I want another dab of that. Okay, that didn't turn out the way I wanted it to. But I'm going to use it anyway. It'll be okay. All right, so you get you a brush. And you can do any pattern you want to in here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a square of whatever color this is. Oh yeah, it's copper. Put a square of that down. And I am going to put a second coat on here because I want it to come through. And then I think I'm going to put a pink around it. Now you notice it's not in the middle, but really and truly it doesn't matter for this. Another brush. Y'all use every brush you've got on your paintings. I do. You know, it doesn't have to be perfect. You're not going to, all you're going to see is a flash of color. It's not going to be, you know, it's okay that it looks kind of wonky right now. Excuse me. Use your same 5 favorite brushes. Well, I do too, and then they get dirty, so I have to use more. But I think my mojito's stuck. I like mixing colors too, I just don't do it real well. Need another brush. Imagine that, y'all. She needs another brush. Okay. Okay, just pour it out. And I'll have to come back another time and show you how this turns out once it gets a print on it. But I wanted you to see all the steps. First, you get a background. If you already have one like I did on that cutting board from Dollar Tree, then you don't have to do this step. You can just paint right over that and it still crackles. Try not to deep brush in the wrong paint. Like I just did. Do as I say, not as I do. Do not drip your paint. Don't put your paint in a color you're not using, because oh God, I just dripped paint on my pants. How clever of me. And Carol gave me a tip that y'all know is, that y'all probably know, I didn't, is if you are painting raw wood, like these, yeah, me too. If you're painting raw wood, you want to seal it first. You know, I paint over it with chalk paint, but to seal this, she used an infuser and painted over hers, just to kind of seal the wood. Plus, you know, it is a sealer. So she used that, and I used that on this. And, you know, it's not soaking up the paint nearly as bad as... Okay, so I'm going to go back to the brown. Is this a brown? Yep. Try to even it out some. Does not have to be perfect. But she said if you're putting paint on raw wood, you need to put a little water down first. You know, spray your surface with a little bit of water, and that the water sinks into the wood, but the paint not so much. Okay, so that one's better. So now we can do. See, I like this because you don't have to stay inside the lines. Welcome back, Sister Jerry. You're a busy lady. Now, if you want to paint the whole board different colors, you are free to do that. But I like this because it puts some color down behind the napkin. And it just, I think that's what makes it look a little bit more cohesive with the print, I think. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it anyway. She also showed me a different way to clean brushes that you don't have to use, you don't use water. And I was going to show you that, but I don't have the materials here today to do it. And since I slept till almost noon and still had to do some running around, had to pick up my dog and stuff like that, I didn't get them, but I will show you that because it's really kind of cool. Okay, so I'm going to just let all this dry. Missed a spot. That's okay. It's going to crackle anyway. Let me dry this. Get this started drying. Okay, I'm going to put this over to one side now. And I'm going to bring this back. It's not dry, but I want you to see. I want you to see how well it's crackling. Justin's coffee money. I wish I knew that. You know, I think Frankie did miss me. He was glad to see me, and he jumped in the car before I was reading. In fact, he jumped in the luggage compartment of the car instead of the back seat where he's supposed to be, and did that twice. And he seemed to be kind of excited. Okay, I don't know what to do with it. Oh, I'll put it down here. Oh, I cleaned up everything in my house except the craft room, so I came back to a messy craft room. All right. Let's see if I can get this off. I think it's going to look good. I think it's going to look good. And I'll show you what I'm going to put. Hey, Cindy. I'll show you what I'm going to put on it, but I'm not going to put it on it today because it's going to take a while for that to dry. Well, I got these shop towels at Lowe's that will take paint off. They're a little rough, but they'll take the paint off. And when they dry out, you can just spritz them and they reactivate. So you can use them more than once. Get the time wrong. Put on my, oh, for the group. Yeah, it's always 7. Oh, Monday night at, I believe, 6 Central, 7 Eastern, 5 Mountain, and 4 Pacific. Stephanie Brooks from Sassy Chic, All Things Unique, Sassy and Chic, All Things Unique is going to be our guest presenter. You know, she's wonderful. Okay, so this is going to go on that. What I'm going to put on the blue one, I'm going to put, I've got one cut somewhere. I'm going to put this truck on the cutting board. Yeah, I think that's right. But y'all have to wait to see that. Okay. While that's cooling, while that's drying, I'm going to take this. This was painted with red and green. It's going to be sort of a Christmassy. And y'all, this crackle I thought was real unusual. Look what that did. Looks like I missed spots painting the white. I know I didn't, but it's still tacky. Doggone it. We may not get to decoupage tonight, y'all. Lori, I am too. I am too. It's real easy, but you don't want to get in a hurry with it. You don't want to. Good, Mary Beth. I'm glad you like it. You do not want to get in a hurry. Because a lot of wet glue and a lot of wet paint mixed together takes a while to dry. It takes a while to dry. This has been drying. I did this about 2 hours ago. And it's still tacky. With that, and I've been trying to blow dry it. Cindy, it's so easy. It's so easy. I'm gonna when the paint dries on the round circle, I'll show you again how I did the crackle. Because I'm gonna crackle it anyway. Lori, the drying time really depends on how much glue and how much paint you use. But since you put the paint on this before the glue even starts drying, it mixes together. So you have painted glue. And I think that has increased the time. Right, it's still wet down here. The rest of it seems to be okay, but I just, try it for yourself and see how long it takes. I get kind of bored of sitting here holding a hairdryer or a heat tool. But before I forget, y'all probably all know this, but I didn't. I'm going to give you a what not to do tip. Can you see down here, that this is still wet? Right down in that corner where the paint looks kind of thicker, right down here. Can y'all see that? I'm not getting a response. Yes, okay. So what I did there, what I did down here is it looked like when it was drying, the crackle part was getting really wide. And it looked like I'd forgotten to put paint on there. So what I did is I went back over it with paint and nothing was dry and it just kind of clumped up. So don't do that. Don't do that. Yeah, just let it go, let it be. But it turned out okay because I could just cover it up, sort of. Okay, this is all dry but this. So what I'm going to put on it is I've got these are part of a napkin. These are just little gnomes. And I'm going to put one of them right down here. And I'll put the other one right over here. And y'all, I'll apologize to you now because I don't have what I want to finish this with. I want to put something on here besides two gnomes. A wreath or something. I just don't know what yet, and I did not have time to figure it out. So I'm so sorry. This is not dry. Y'all, this was a napkin. This is a napkin. Oh, let me tell you one more thing. This one that Carol and I did together, once you get your napkin down the way you want it, and she cut out these two sunflowers, once you get the napkin down, you go over the whole surface. The whole surface. Now, we were using plaster paint, which is a self-sealing paint. And so it's kind of a one-step thing, but went over the whole thing with the Mod Podge, with the decoupage agent. She used an infuser. And then when that dried, we went back over the whole thing with Duraclear just to make it shiny. So that's why this one's kind of shiny. That looks real good on camera. Woohoo. Okay. Carol is responsible for this one for the most part. She did the checks and showed me how to do it. Okay, I'm going to try to, maybe I'll turn it this way. Thank you, Mary Beth. Okay, so I'm going to put this little guy right down there. I'll get another plate. Okay, so I'm just going to now I'm just going to go over this whole area with Mod Podge. I'm not going to put the Gnome on all of it, but I'm just going to go over all of it because you're going to end up Mod Podging your whole piece, or sealing your whole piece anyway. You know, design and all. Okay, now one thing that some of you aren't going to like, I don't recommend, Carol didn't recommend, and I don't recommend using the iron method for sticking down your fault collage. That sounds good, Cindy. I don't recommend using the iron method unless you know for a fact that your glue is totally dry. This is not. So I'm not using the iron, which is my preferred method of making sure things are stuck. Okay, I'm going to put him kind of over to one side because they're too tall. Get your hand back out there. They're too tall to go, you know, to stack one directly on top of the other. No, get your hand out. Well, I use the iron method every chance I get just because I like it. But I also don't mind wrinkles. Yeah, I got wrinkles on my face. I can't fuss a whole lot about wrinkles on my crafts. That's kind of a double standard. Y'all, I keep a baggie in here, and it always gets pushed to the, that's not it. It gets pushed to the back, and then I have to try to find another baggie, and by the time I do that, everything's going to be, Okay, so there's one, and now let's put the other one over here. This looks so much like white paint, it made me nervous. See, I'm just painting the whole board. I do too, Sister Jerry. It's my favorite. This one looks a little drunk, but I think this one's listing to one side. See, there's what it looks like. And you'll see as it dries, this is not the right brush to do this with, y'all. I'm going to get some of the infuser. I really liked working with it. It's very thin. Actually, I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to thin my Mod Podge down a little bit. Now, one thing I don't like about what's happening right now is the top guy's beard is turning green, because that's what's predominantly under his beard. That's not what I intended. I'll show you what I mean. See? You see his beard, the top one's beard is turning green. There's an awful lot of green there. But it is what it is. And I may put some fur on them anyway. Oh, Lord, that could be prevented by my paying more attention to where I was putting my white. That's how that could be prevented. Or by deciding in advance where I was going to put my gnomes and painting that white underneath. But I think this one's beard's turning a little red. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to probably put a beard on him, so it won't matter. But that won't be tonight. Okay, so let's see. Don't know where my fur is. Yes, it was the issue is that I painted this green under there. And if I'd paid more attention to where I was going to put my gnome and where where his beard was, I could have put a base, you know, a lighter base color there, or just left it. But I didn't. So what I'll probably do is just cut some little patches of fur and put nose on them and put fur on them. And somewhere that I couldn't find right offhand, I have little snowflakes, you know, that I'm going to put on there, and maybe stick a wreath or something, or some kind of little bow over here. And this will just end up being a self-sitter. A self-sitter? A shelf-sitter. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put the fur on there, and I'm not going to do it tonight because but that's it. This is this one, so let me get this one back out. See if the paint's dry over here. It's not. Well, I honestly don't know. All this method, for things I've used on this method, I've used a napkin that had a white background. So I'm not entirely sure how it's going to work with one that has color, but I'm going to mount him on there, something like that. And we're just going to have to see. This will be an experiment. Hey, Kathy, welcome. You're fine. You're here. I'm not sure about the background, though. But it is up here. So I'm going to go with it. You'll go down here. It's not dry yet. There's one little spot right there that's not dry. Not dry. I'm sorry you spent all night listening to this. Listening to the dryer go. Okay, so we've got our background. Doesn't look like much, does it? Does not look like much at all, but it may not look like much when I get done. I don't know. We'll find out. Oh, this is what it is. This is what I'm putting over there. Okay. All right, I'm caught up now. All right, so I'm going to show you this one more time. We're going to do this one more time. We're going to use glue and white paint. Makes you sleepy. Oh, the hairdryer's relaxing. Well, good. That's what I can do in my next life. I can do things that make people sleepy. Okay, so first off, back to every brush. No, that was white. Okay. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get my white ready. Okay, so the first step is to seal your board. Second step is to paint whatever background you want in it. And then the third step is to put generous amounts of glue all over the board. This is why it takes so long, y'all. Get the glue down, take your brush, spread the glue out. Just go one direction and then back the other direction. So you're just going back and forth with long strokes. And if you want to, you can pull it on down and crackle the sides. Might as well, right? Unfortunately, y'all, you're not going to see anything finished tonight because of the drying time. Okay, now I'm going to put down the white. Before the glue dries, remember, before the glue dries. And you really want to load your brush. She told me I don't put enough paint on my brush, so. Ooh, paint booger. I'm just kind of hit and missing the sides. It's already started to crackle. Can you see it starting to crackle? Uh-oh. Oh, I got it on my nose, didn't I? I did. Oops. I think I got it. Did I get it? Oh, good, Lynn. I'm glad. Okay, good. All right. Is anybody doing this with me? Nita, you are good. I want to see it when you get done. Well, you may not get done. I should have told y'all to get little things. I should have done little things myself. Oh, good, Mary Beth. I'm glad. You're doing it in your mind? Okay, Regina, good. It's cracking pretty well. Oh, you can't see that. Is anybody's crackle dry? Is it just mine that's not? I like it because every time I do it, it's different. And I guess that's the nature of crackle, is that it's different every time you do it. But so he's coming up kind of cute. Maybe I'll put another one up. No. Okay, always pay attention to what's, if you're going to put color in the background, pay attention to where you're going to put something light on it. So, oh, you decoupage your calendar on anyway. Well, maybe. Let's see how close this is. Nowhere near. See, that's coming along nicely. See, where I messed up before is where, see where this big thing is here? I tried painting over it, and it just glumped up. Is that a word, glumped? Thank you, sis. Okay. If anybody's got something that's finished that you want to show off, you can ring the doorbell and come in. I'm not going to finish anything because, y'all, my brain is fried. And I'm kind of afraid if I try to do too much, then I'm just going to mess it up. But this is what's going to go on the cutting board. So this is going to go on that. Oh, I think that's going to look nice. With some autumn leaves. And then the rooster's going to go on here. And I haven't figured out what else I'm going to put on there. But it won't be done tonight. I'll have to post it tomorrow. You like the blue truck on the blue background? Thank you. I do too. Okay. If anybody who's been doing this has something you want to show. Oh, Regina. Okay, let's see. Approve. Send invite. Says it's inviting you, Regina. But it went away. Uh-oh. Trying you again, Regina. No, not that one. This one. Send invite. Just want to come in. I didn't see any more names. Nope, nobody else has asked. Cindy, you've never done Crackle. This is the easiest way to do Crackle that I found. Is just put, a generous amount of Crackle down and or the glue down and a generous amount of paint on top of it and let it go. But just give it time to dry. That's the only thing you got to do. It's good. Okay, does anybody have any questions about it? Any comments, any complaints, anything else that you want to talk about? Mr. Justin and I had a great time, along with everybody else did too. It just wasn't us. While it's wet, or do I need to dry it? You put depends on people who crackle, a lot of them say you put the glue on and you let it get to a tacky stage, then you put the paint on. Some people say let it dry and then you put the paint on. What I did and what, this method that I learned night before last is to put the glue down and then immediately put the paint on top of it before the glue dries. And it kind of mixes together and it really adds a little shine. It adds a little bit of shine in there, I think. But I got excited because it's very, very simple. Very, very simple. So, if you try, if you didn't try it tonight and you try it, yeah, that's. And the other thing that's different is putting, the background colors behind it. And as you see, this one kind of went wrong with the background behind it, but I'll put fur over that. Nobody will ever know. And I put a nose on them. Cindy, you weren't late. You were here. But you did get to see what I did. Oh, yes, you let the first color dry. You let the first, you seal your board and you put, chalk paint or whatever to get it to a white background. You let all that dry, and then you can draw in your design of what the background colors you want on there, and you let those dry. Those have to be dry. I have not tried it on a metal surface, but I'm going to. I mean, I don't know why it wouldn't work. I tried it on a canvas, and that's what this is. This is a canvas, and I did not take this as long to dry as it's taken the wood to dry. wood's taking a lot of time. But I'm going to try it on metal because I really like it. Really like it. So, that's it. I'm sorry it's short. I don't want y'all to, I don't want y'all to feel shortchanged by having a short thing. But on the other hand, all I got left is to babble because my mind tonight is not up for figuring out the embellishments and getting them on so they make sense. And that napkin for my kitchen I need to do. There you go. You like it too. Good, Mary Beth. I'm glad. And welcome to the group. Mary Beth is brand new, brand spanking new. And her page is Middle Sister Crafting, Middle Sister Creations, Middle Sister something. And she's really good. She does beautiful work. So y'all, if nobody has anything to say, I'm going to get off of here and get some supper and get the dog in. You're wiped out too. Thank you, Anita. So I will see you all tomorrow sometime. I hope. I hope. So I hope everybody has a really good night. And from Justin and from me, from Justin, you're never alone. And from me, somebody in Alabama loves you, and it's me. Wish you all have a good night and restful sleep and wake up raring to go tomorrow. Okay. Bye-bye, y'all. Love you. Middle Sister Crafting by Mary Beth. Thank you. I had the middle sister right. Okay. Love you too, Sister Jerry. Love all of you. Okay. Bye-bye.